Welcome to the Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show. This week, we talked all about how to build a crypto portfolio, but now the real question is, what does that actually look like in practice? Not just theory, a real structure, I tell you. That's what we're going to be looking at today. Shout out to all my undergrounders. Thank you for being here, and I will be with you in just a moment. All right, let's kick this thing off on a Saturday night. Welcome to the channel. Campsta in the house. Blues guy in the house. Melissa in the house. Let's go ahead and toggle right over. Does the camera work? Nope. Always something. Hey, there I am. What's up, guys? Got a little snapshot of when I was setting up the show. All right, so let's go over to the crypto bubbles, take a look at it. Hope everybody's having a good night. It's a Saturday at 10 p.m., so I don't know how many people are going to be here with me, but let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Luna Classic, 38.8% to the upside. And it's been on a bit of a tear. It's up 165% over the monthly. Not quite as good on the yearly, but look at it, just taking off. It started way higher, that's what it was. It's only 51% on the yearly. But 165 on the monthly, 86% on the weekly. Luna Classic, if you bought that on the bottom, was probably a pretty good buy. Sky AI. What's up, Chocolate Salty? Welcome in, welcome in. Sky AI up 13.5%. No other real big ones here. Tau with like a 4%. Let's toggle this thing. Nothing crazy. 2 to 300's up almost 2%. And that seems like the best 1 through 1,000 here. So we got Block Street with a little bit of a bounce. 26.5%. Nice bounce here. If you go to the weekly, you'll see what I'm talking about. Big dip. Nice recovery. Akash Network up 12.3%. On the daily. On the weekly, it's up 21%. Unibase had a high of 60, call it 17 cents, 16.9, right? Up 22.3%, and then Genius up 19%. Piverse, Tibber hanging in there. Gnosis. We've looked at Gnosis before. Here, I want to show this about Gnosis real quick. Look at the tokenomics. Only 3 million, max supply, fully vested. You get the idea here. Only 3 million tokens means it doesn't take a lot to move this thing to some highs. And this looks like it's waking up, right? It just went from, what, like 125 all the way up to like 162 in a very short order here. Probably in the 1 day. Yeah, in the 1 day chart. So today it popped from 125 to 178. So what do you think might be coming for Gnosis? Just throwing it out there. Gnosis is one we should probably look at on a chart. That seems like a good idea to me. Drop down one more set 100 here. Move my microphone out a little bit. Check out my positioning here. I didn't really do that. Cool. Let's move along. So, Bio getting the pump. I was talking about Bio potentially getting this pump, and it did. Lab 29.5%. Tag up 36. Babylon. Oh, Babylon or Babylon up 24. XLR up 11. White up 11. Fogo up 13%. And Ordi up 16.6%. Very interesting. Let's go do our price rundown. Let's refresh it so we have the latest prices. And we're flat today on the total market cap. 2.68 trillion overall. Bitcoin at 78,256. Before we go too much farther, let's go ahead and open up TradingView. I didn't have it open. Just give it 1 second to load here. And I pretty much deleted all of my price action. If you watched the Lifer, talked about the cat ears. We'll talk about it now. You already know. Remember how to work this stuff. There we go. All right, so we've been looking at something like a nice flag of some sort. Right. Before, well, I'd say before we were looking at this, right? We were looking at something like this. It made a lot of sense. And we were looking for the big breakout. I was up slightly, like, I don't know, 4 or 5%, nothing major. I did have a take profit and a stop loss, but it got this nice bounce up here, and I was busy during the day at a kid's birthday party. Not my kid's birthday party, but a different kid's birthday party. And so I totally missed that. So I got less of that move, right? Cat ears. There you go. I don't know where you're supposed to pull a measured move for cat ears, though. I feel like I said that last time, you know? And then I was like, oh, well, isn't cat ears just like a head and shoulder? Guys, I don't claim that I know everything, right? But isn't that kind of like shoulder, head, and shoulder? And I said that to the Lifer, and he was like, no, not really. It's not really. And I was like, okay, so it is definitely like its own pattern. I don't know where to pull the measured move from. I feel like what we normally say is that cat ears breaks down like to where it began. We have a very strong POC on the 1 hour too. Does look very cup and handle-ish, right? So we're on the 1 hour here, guys. Slanted double bottom for sure. W pattern, if you a double bottom, a W pattern, I mean same thing. And then of course you kind of have this cup and handle here, right? Cup with the handle. Very weird handle. I don't know what kind of handle you'd want to put that in. Maybe something like this, and we kind of just dolphin dipped out of it to the upside. I don't know. I don't know if I really love that idea, but definitely a nice U shape there that would give us the cup, but the handle's a little bit hard to get a handle on. Don't everybody laugh at the same time. One thing that I think about right here is, of course, your fib, right? I like to pull it from the beginning of the impulse to the top of the range. And it looks like that 786 kind of at the smooth moving average. Says, bro, that Unibase, you slept on it. says reliable J. I don't know who he's talking to sleeping on it. I'm pretty sure we went over it. Binance burns 930 million. Luna C price doubles. That's only 80K needed to double the price. Wow. Says I made it. I'm home, y'all. Welcome in, Melissa. Saturdays may be a little easier for you. We're late in the stream. Glad that you're here. And then of course you have, here, let's bring this up. You have a nice gap, right, in your VR VP. What just happened to my VR VP? That's what I want to know. Refresh. I'm so confused. Okay, so the POC is here on the 1 hour. What is going on? I feel like that's not what it looked like a minute ago at all. I mean, it makes sense that there's a wealth here. Even on the 4 hours, it's showing 77,736 as a pretty strong resistance on the 4 hour. So that short might not cook as far as you think. And that's roughly where the 200-day moving average might be very close to that, right? So you might dip under it a little bit, get down to the 200. But your 786 is low. When you take a little bit less candles, it gives you perfect 786. So I would take more candles over less candles there. So yeah, what? Down to the 200. I got out of my long and I didn't take a short position because I didn't want to bother with it. I mean, you did have this bear div, right? This was pretty obvious on the 1 hour. Divergence on a bigger time frame definitely heat it more than, say, like if you found divergence on the 5 minute, it's not going to play out for hours and hours and hours, where like a 1 hour, it could start it. Now a 5 minute divergence, bearish or any which way could start a move, but it's usually sustained by stuff on a higher time frame. And let's drop down to the 15, coming to the 15-200 here. Just looking at some support and resistance. I mean, it was obviously some previous support here, 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 here. So it's been support quite a few times. So if it just rips right through it, that would be a little concerning, right? It should put up a little bit of a fight there. And the 200's there at the same time. The stochastic is reversing. That actually looks kind of nice for a long. What is Bookmap telling us? I was streaming Bookmap during the stream in the voice chat in the Discord, and I didn't really feel like anybody was looking at it, so I'm not bothering to do that. But if anybody really wanted me to, I could stream it in the Discord. And yeah, closest red 79,000 kind of makes me want to hop in there, trying to find some realm of support and resistance here. Well under the 5. Of course, you're going to be under the 1 at that point. So 5 a little bit high on the stochastic. 15. Looking for divergence. 15 low on the stochastic. The 1 hour almost looks like on the hour you have, that's flat, and that is pointing down. Now, here's where it gets weird. If the 1 hour price then dips, well, now they're not diverging anymore. Here, it's like almost flat, so it's like, yeah, you are divergent. If it drops, then it's kind of like canceled out. And I've had that happen on me a few times, and I didn't quite understand until much later that it's like there was the potential for divergence, and then it just didn't really happen. They changed the font on YouTube. It's very weird. Is anybody else's chat font different? How you doing, Mel? Okay, I guess not true. I fell off my scooter the other night going home, and now I'm a little bit banged up. Knee, elbow, neck. Ooh, I'm sorry to hear about that. but I'm babying myself back to good health. That sounds rough. I'm really sorry to hear about that. Chocolate Salty says, can't see why it won't take that liquidity from the bottom of the range it's in. Sorry to hear. Yeah, Mel, hope you heal quickly. Exactly. But I'm grateful I'm alive. Well, yeah, we all are grateful for sure that you're alive. Was it, I mean, you got banged up, but was it like real serious fall? Yeah, that cat ears. I don't know why I'm lingering on this so long, guys, but cat ears definitely look. I want to look at Chip real quick. Did Chip ever do anything? Very new coin. It's barely any different from when we left it, honestly. And it looks like it's moving towards the downside. I did not take this trade. All I said is that I like that the previous all-time low is lower than even my stop loss would be, right? And so that's that. I don't even know if this falling wedge target. So many times I've seen this falling wedge target still get hit that I kind of leave in the target there. But you're well past the falling wedge, right? If anything, it's more likely to cup and handle or something of that nature. Put up a good rounded bottom. Let's see what Pengu did. I mean, we drew this cup and handle here. Or even if you counted it as a falling wedge, you got a good bit of that, right? You got a very good bit of that move. And now it's doing the same thing that Bitcoin's doing, right? It's falling down. Let's go back to Bitcoin on the 15. I loved along with the other side on, with the stop under the 200. I just don't like to do that right now. Like in this environment on a Saturday night, just not my favorite thing to do. All right, let's get back to looking at what is going on. I think I moved over to TradingView a little quickly tonight as I didn't really do our price rundown. So BTC 78,129, Ethereum 2,300, XRP $1.38, BNB $615, Solana $83.63. Dogecoin, still a high 10 cents, right? Getting closer to 11 cents. I like that. Kind of holding it, even though BTC is kind of falling down. I like to see that. Hyperliquid, $41. Cardano, 24 cents, high 24 cents. XMR, $383. Still holding up all right. Zcash, the market was very flat today, right? Chainlink, $9.08. Zcash, $383, up 7.4% in the last 7 days. Canton Network, a very high 14 cents, almost 15 cents. XLM, 15 cents, very high, getting close to 16 cents. Litecoin, $54.96. Paying a little bit more attention to Litecoin. Now that they're doing their testnet and stuff. I don't think people are really aware that they're doing anything yet, but once it starts being a little bit, if it starts being more news, not when it starts, there's a good chance, right, that could move. Avalanche, $9. Memecore, $2.98, falling under $3, down 31.6%. So somebody made a lot of money, they sold it off. That's what it looks like. HBAR, 8 cents, high 8 cents. SWE, 91 cents, 91.5 cents. And where is Flare for the blues guy? Come on, it's down here in the 80s. 85 by market cap. Cool. Let's go see what is trending today. Luna Classic, I know that. Melissa said, for me it was serious. At my age, I can't do falls like that. Totally understand. But nothing broke, just sore, and having to work sore isn't fun. Yeah, I definitely hear you. Well, I hope you get some opportunity to rest up. Hopefully you have a day off soon or something like that. Good to hear nothing was broke. Exactly. We are all grateful that you're not seriously injured. As far as broken bones, right? Let's see. Thank you. Okay. I have Sunday off, so all day ice packs, castor oil patch all day, then back to work. Back to work home. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you have Sunday off and you can take it easy tomorrow. Terra Luna Classic. 7-day chart here. It is up 70% in the last, 7 days. We went over it already a little bit in the beginning of the crypto bubbles in the beginning of the stream. Lab making some moves and then giving it back, it looks like, right? Mega ETH just came out, dumped, done nothing since. 12 cents. 141.9 million in market cap. Don't be surprised if it goes lower. It easily could. Pi Network. USD.ai. I'm not saying anything, all right, because it could be nothing. But one pattern that I've kind of noticed is that a coin will come out. Maybe it gets a little bit of attention. Maybe it doesn't. Like, it's trending, so it's getting some attention, all right? So it gets some attention. And then it kind of fades off into irrelevance for like a month or so. And then all of a sudden one day we come to the stream and it has some big pump. That's why I was looking at the trade for USD.ai. And that's why I waited. And I'm still waiting. Said I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Absolutely. We would be grateful if all crypto enthusiasts here would please press that like button, subscribe, join our Discord, and follow Underground Crypto on Facebook. Yes, I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you. Best mods in the game. So yeah, I've just seen it happen a bunch of times with these coins, and USD.ai is just giving me that vibe a little bit. And there's also a lot of hype heating up around AI. So there's that. Sky AI, on the other hand, is doing very well, up 129% in the last 7 days. We will take a look at that. Zcash, Bio Protocol, we're just looking at what is trending. Here's one. I don't know how much this thing is up. 7.2%. That's not a whole lot. Let's go back real quick. Where's Spacecoin? Up 20%. Here's a coin. Came out. I talked about several times how I have no idea how we can have any faith that they're going to launch satellites into space. Are satellites even real? I don't know, because look up a picture of a satellite in space. There are none. Okay, they're all rendered images. I'm not going down conspiracy lane. I'm just telling you that's factual. If you can find an image of a satellite that is a real image, like a real picture, and not, a rendered image, please send that my way. DM me that on Discord. Anyways, that's basically what they're saying here. They want to have decentralized internet, and they're going to launch it. And I said, this is pretty lame. I thought the coin was pretty lame. The idea was pretty lame. Not because the idea sucks, but mostly because how are they going to get the money to do something like that? They only have two real abilities, and that's to buy, I guess, rights to use people who already have satellites, and then the other one would be to launch their own satellites. And yeah, either one is expensive and very draining for a project, so I don't exactly know how they would pull decentralized internet off. And then if you're buying the right to use a satellite from somebody else, like, you're not really decentralized. Like, because the centralization would be whoever owns the satellites, and if they get some bad press or something, they could just turn them off. They could just be like, nah, you're done. We're not going to let you use our satellites anymore. Anyways, that wasn't where I was going with it. My point was, then all of a sudden out of somewhere, they'll just have a little pump. This one gave it back immediately. What do you think the fib retracement is on this? What do you think the Fibonacci retracement is on this right now? It's everything. So anyways, I'm not excited about Spacecoin here. And I don't really know if it's worth going over. But we've seen just some abstract coins that really have no relevance just absolutely moon like Rave DAO. Terra Luna Classic USD, or what they call USTC, getting a little bit of a move. Stable coins, right? Stable coins that are not stable. How do we feel about stable coins that aren't stable? Are they not basically just the same as any other coin? Anybody? Ethereum, Bitcoin Dog, Rave DAO, Astro Shiba, and this Unipeg down a good bit. I bought $5 of it, okay, guys? It's a long-term hold in case here's why we did it. All right, for those who don't understand, it has 10,000 max supply here. So I bought like $5-6. I think it's closer to $6 worth, just in case, because of that really crazy tokenomics, they decide they're gonna pump the heck out of this thing, because throwing some money in this thing would absolutely move it in price ridiculously, right? And so I just take a little moonshot on $6. I'm not crazy about it. It'll probably do nothing. Let's be fair here. And we found out that just doing a swap using it isn't going to get you anything. You almost have to own like one full Unipeg, right? You have to have like a full one to get. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I know my regulars know what I'm talking about. Here, let's start from the top here. I'm a little bit all over the place today. I don't know what's up with that. So I wanted to talk about, just wanted to look at Sky AI on this chart here. Interesting. Let's go ahead and move over to TradingView real quick. I did have Sky AI already up. Yep, I thought so. I don't really remember if we did much TA on it or not. Here's a 5-minute chart. I'd rather look at maybe like the 15, be a little bit cleaner. I mean, we had a flag here at one point. It was just down here. It did definitely do that, right? It hit it. When we saw this channel, it was ascending. I figured ascending channel like this would probably break down, and it did. But that doesn't really mean that it's all over, right? Then it went sideways. It broke down, kind of went sideways to the 15,200, popped, falling wedge, broke out massively, flagged out, broke out again, falling wedge, broke out again. And usually once you get like 2, 3, 4 big breakouts of a pattern, the move gets a little bit cooked, right? It certainly does. And now you're rolling over. Let's check out a Fibonacci retracement here. Bang. And you're at the 0.5 right now, and it looks like it's bouncing at the 0.5 right this second, right? But it hasn't quite gone to the like golden pocket. So who knows if this is good or not. Golden pocket very close to the 200. And so my son's being super loud out there. I'm like, where are the adults out there? Did people forget to care? What's going on? And we're still seeing BTC coming down. Sky AI, don't see like a crazy trade for unless you really look at it like maybe like a falling wedge. One second, guys. I'll be right back. Give me one. All right, sorry about that. They're going ham out there. Kids going wild. I'm like, yo, where is there adults out there? Just had to double check on my kids. All right, let's see. Sky AI, it's down. Stochastic looks like get a little bit of bounce. We said that was the 0.5. I got rid of the fibs because I'm like, I don't really know if you could put this into anything. Let's check it out. What exactly the measured move would be here. Very interesting. I mean, obviously, I like it more like as a falling wedge. That would make far more sense. And that goes to about 50 cents. All right, what's going on in the chat? Right, who's taking the pictures in space? The Grays have pictures of the satellites, but they have determined it classified. Blues Guy says, Underground, my man, much appreciation and gratitude, my man. Keep it up every second of the live stream. Thank you for doing this. Absolutely. Welcome in, everybody. I don't know why I'm a little bit off my game. I took a nap hours ago. And I don't know if I ever fully woke up, but we're going to be here regardless. This man, that sucks. It's like a rite of passage in Montreal to take a bad fall. We got icy walkways and stairs like half the year. Salt businesses booming though. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to. I see all those videos like fail videos with people just falling on ice all the time. And I was like, I don't think I'd want to live somewhere where you walk outside and the ground is ice and you just fall down all the time. A lot of broken tailbones out there, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, what else do we want to look at? Those disruptions really threw me off my game. Let's see what else we want to look at real quick. So bio, we already looked at USD.AI, Spacecoin. I don't know, let's see what it looks like. I don't know even where you would find it. So let's look at bio. I should have it already up. There we go. I was like, I know I have a bigger list than that. Very weird. Where's bio? Okay, I knew we had it. I know we went over lab. Bio and lab a lot of times. I don't mix them up, but I look for one and not the other all the time. So here's bio. Kind of looks cat ear-ish, right? Like, here's the first cat ear, the head, and then what? Maybe another cat ear? Or is it just in a flag with a big move there? Did I put this green line here? What is this green line? I must have put that there. Huge measured move, though, right? Like, really big measured move. I don't know how you guys feel about this one. Oh, I remember. I think I remember what the line was for. It was for this big gap here in the VRVP. If we lose a certain region, it's pretty much off to the races. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's why I had that green line there. So, a lot of things you could say about this. Oh man, do you see the car accidents on the ice? They're brutal. Yeah, those are hilarious. And they'll be going like, they'll be like pulling out of like a school where they pick up kids or something. And they'll be going like 10 miles an hour. And you just watch them just try to turn the corner and they just slide. Then another car, it'd be like 5 minutes later, an hour later, it skips forward. Then like another car does it and it's just like one after another. Sounds terrible. I hear about, again guys, I've never even seen snow. I live in Florida. So I hear about people putting chains on their tires, and at what point do you have to put chains on your tires? Like, is that all the time, or is that just in extreme conditions, deep snow? Like, when do you have to put chains on your tires? And also, is that easy to do? That seems like it would not be easy to do at all. So another one, like I was just mentioning, lab. Let's go take a look at lab. That's not the right thing. That is not the right thing at all. Is this lab or is this LA BNB? Yeah, we had LA on the radar. I think we looked at that at one point because it was trending. Let's just pull it up. I don't feel like digging. Right, swap. I did click on the wrong thing. Yeah, spot Binance. That's hilarious. I don't even remember if we ever did like any TA on it. All right, well, I guess we'll pull it spot from Mexi. Makes plenty of sense. Let's pull it up. Same thing. Big fall down. Big pump, big fall down. Big pump, big fall down. What will happen next? You lost that 15-minute 200. Kind of coming to the 1 hour. This looks like a good one to pull a fib on. Yep, 786 and deeper. Looks like a good place to put a long in, assuming that Bitcoin doesn't like completely roll over here. Say measured move to the top of these candles here. Yeah, and let's see. You can easily get a 3-to-1. You kind of got to go higher to get like a 3-to-1 and be under the 0 line of your fib where it was at for a long time. Definitely not a trade I'm looking to hop into. Just a thought there. Just a thought. I love to watch those Fibonacci retracements, and you're all in that 786 with a 200 to hold you up without going back to the beginning of the impulse. I like that kind of thing, but I don't really like this time frame of Saturday night, and I don't really like trading lab, to be honest with you. When you get into perpetuals on small coins like this, straight treachery trying to get a liquidation that is lower than, you know, that is low enough to be like a break even. You have to put your stop loss way too high, and it just kind of ruins the whole trade if you ask me. Let's see. I missed all kinds of stuff. Says, yeah, I have. That's a descending triangle. It's a bearish pattern. Right. Yeah. No, you're right on that. Right on, bro. Pushing through everyday dedication. Bro, most people have winter tires. Okay, that makes better sense. I know nothing about winter. Ice for chains. Never done it. But some people get studded tires. Maybe that's what you meant by chains. No, I've seen people wrap their tires in chains. I maybe it's for like if you're off-roading in really thick snow. Maybe, I don't know. Usually people drive 4x4 here in the winter. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we have winter tires. GameStop is trying to buy eBay. Bro, I hope not. I will be not happy if that happens. I don't know what the outcome would be, but if they mess up eBay, guys, I make a lot of money off eBay. I will be very pissed if they mess up eBay. Now, if they make it better, I'll be really happy. They bring a bunch of attention to eBay. That would be really cool too. I think studded tires are illegal though because they damage the road, or am I wrong? Chocolate Salty says illegal. Good time to buy Lab Spot maybe. There you go. Unless you in Yukon or Nunavut. I don't know if that's how you say it. My uncle worked there. Could come home 3 times a year for a few days. Was brutal. I heard, yeah, it costs $100 a joint out there. Ice herbs are not a thing. I bet he gets paid good. Yeah, $400K a year to be a network analysis. What does he do again? $400K a year. That's pretty good. And let's see what BTC's doing with this 15-minute here. All right, let's move on here with the show. Fear and Greed Index was up a good bit today, I feel like. Has to be. Let's refresh it, make sure this is right. Yeah, Fear and Greed Index at 47. So, neutral zone, indecision, right? The neutral, you can see the middle line, but it's also like not really greed and not really fear. It's just kind of almost like an I don't know range, if you ask me. Yesterday it was 39. 7 days ago it was 33. The Fear and Greed Index is 47. He works in IT. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. The pay is more because of the major pain. Yep, in the ass and added cost of living in a frozen hell. And I know you mentioned where he lives. I don't really have any relevance to where that is. I'm sure it's in Canada. That part I much, assume. I wouldn't say I gather because I don't really know, but I'm assuming that's in Canada, and it's probably way up at the top or something like that. So let's make the top 20, not the top 10. So Atla, or I sell a brand a lot called Athleta. Most people probably know, their wives probably wear it a lot. We find it a lot. It sells for good money. That's what I keep wanting to call this, is Athleta, but it's Atla. Alita. Atalita? I don't know. But yeah, whatever that is, it's trending. Lab Fun. I don't know what fun is. Tagger, Build On, Unibase, Bio Protocol, Ordi, Cat in a Dog's World, or Mew. It's been around for 2.1 years. Not a new coin. Athena, Exponent. A lot of new coins, right? Ant.fun. Is this the next Pump.fun? 0.3 years old, so it's not brand new either. Has a market cap of 38.3 million. We'll take a look at that. A lot of things here to look at. Kyber Network, Crystal, been around for 8.6 years, so it's not new either. B&B Attestation Service, 0.7 years. Demi, isn't Demi the reward token for Venice token? You'll see what I mean. Mantra XO Market was new on the radar as well. Thank God for these pop-ups. Gives me something to do. Mega USD. Okay, another supposed to be stable coin. And Riv coin. We looked at Riv coin yesterday. So there's quite a few things to look at here. First, let's touch on this. No, it is Atleta. Yeah, it is Atleta. Okay. Is a modular multi-layer blockchain network modernizing the sports industry. It's a bold claim. 215.5 million in market cap. Been as high as 247. Really not all that bad. Hasn't been out all that long at all. 27 of March 2026. What kind of fib retracement? I just love pulling the fib retracement, let's be honest. So a lot of golden pocket stuff, and then some wicks down towards the 786. I mean, if you would have set it, if you would have pulled the range here and set your buy at a 786, you would have got a beautiful buy and you'd be up beautiful. Now, what I love to do is when we're up here, like here, and you start to get the fall over, then set a 786 buy. You very rarely get a huge wick like that, though. That's not necessarily common, but you would have smacked it and got a nice pop. That would have been great. And I mean, you would have been immediately way back up. Even on spot, this could be good. 213, immediately back up to like 280. So that's fast money. When you get fast money, you take fast money. That's my opinion. Let's look at their website. Yeah. Oh, look, they don't want us to go there. I feel like that's what happened last time. I don't know this website. It's very random that or very rare that I override that alert for a sketchy website. Lab, it's a, decentralized exchange, right? See if I'm right here, or if I'm confusing it with, no, bio is DeSci, so definitely not that. Play to earn. Ton ecosystem, mini map. Okay. So Memes Lab is a mini app in Telegram. Totally misspelled. Building instruments with activity for launch and growing memes. Okay, so why am I confusing this with something else? Or did they rebrand on me? By plugging directly into the tools traders use already. So traders, right? Who's trading? That's usually Start Trading. Like, this is a decentralized exchange and Launchpad, I guess. Yeah, I don't want to go to Telegram. I don't have the patience for that right now. Let's go get fun. See what the heck fun is. Anybody use Lab with Telegram? I don't know why. I try to use Telegram and care about Telegram. I I don't really care for it, to be honest with you. Now, some of the apps inside Telegram are all right. Like, they work well, and I don't really mind them. But, like, actual Telegram chats, for some reason, I can't do it. And I mean, I use Discord. I use all kinds of different chatting messengers and stuff like that. And if I know somebody and I'm messaging them back and forth, like, that's not a problem. But being in those groups with just tons of people just saying random anything, it just, I don't know. It just seems like there's no value there. Fun is a payment system that offers the converting rails to move money on blockchain. Kind of reminds me of Plasma, right? But not Plasma. Pop-ups getting me once again. Cross-chain. No token generation. Raised 75.9 million. It's not small. Global payments for modern fintech. And they named it Fun. That's weird. Fun offers the highest converting rails to move money on blockchain. Optimize your payment infrastructure, reach new customers, and reduce costs. This seems like a very practical infrastructure thing, right? This doesn't seem like necessarily something anybody would find fun. Like, this doesn't seem like anything that we would think was fun at all. Yeah, I love Telegram for sending files and videos. Yeah, it does work really well for that. Telegram has its uses, but a lot of times people are trying to pitch me like, oh, join this Telegram group, like, you'll love it. And I'm like, no, I won't. I go to it. It's super chaotic. There's like thousands of people in there, like, just freaking out, especially if you've ever, like, you know, gone to somebody's Telegram who does more like news or like conspiracy / news or anything of that nature. Dude, those chats are absolutely crazy. And there's just too many nutty people saying just absolutely crazy stuff that it almost is like not valuable, because I'm like, I didn't come here to hear everybody's opinion on stuff. Like, I wanted to hear the person who I'm following's opinion on stuff, not everybody who follows him opinion. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is just kind of dumb. Tagger, Unibase, Bio Protocol, 40, Cat in a Dog's World. Let's check this meme out. What's with the chart? Why do they give us this crappy chart? It's a red flag in my opinion, because it means there's no like TradingView plugin chart to use, maybe. I don't know. May 1st, 2026. Oh, because it's on the daily. What about the yearly? Just go to all time. May 1st. I thought they said this thing had been around for a while. 2.1 years. And it's just a meme coin, obviously. 52 million in market cap and as high as 1.1 billion. So huge disparity. I don't know why I care, but like, I'm like, I want to see an accurate representation of when this coin came out. I'm not going to waste the time for a meme coin. Exponent is new on the radar. Exponent is a Solana-based exchange with yield aggregator. So another Solana exchange. Yield protocol that offers access to fixed yields on DeFi products while enabling trading of their volatile yields. Okay. What's the website look like? Exponent.finance. Earn smarter returns on your on-chain asset. Yeah, a lot of people wanting to build. Oh yeah, we did look at this. Take that back. I remember this part because the V2 is not out yet. We did look at this. A lot of people just wanting to earn passive income. And I guess these are the ways to do it, right? These financial rails, I think, will be very important as, you know, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, versus what you get from traditional financial stuff. Ant.fun is a cross-chain trading interface, that supports wallet-based transactions. You ever get a thought in the middle of reading something and you're like, wait, what am I doing? This symbol doesn't exist. I love that. Ant doesn't exist, guys. That's what they're saying. 38.3 million. Been as high as 95 million. Cross-chain interface that supports wallet-based. Let's see if we can even go to a website. Does it just say, no, this is fraudulent? Ant, self-custody wallet, full local private keys. When they say Ant, I don't know why. Ant miners is the first thing that comes to mind. Trade and earn, I don't think it has anything to do with it. Zero, they say zero fees. Trade fast, own true. Ant makes crypto simple. They do have an iOS in Android here. You can OKX, Google, MetaMask, or Phantom. Looks like you really can't use it outside of mobile. So this is very much built for mobile. Again, it's cross-chain interface that supports wallet-based transactions. So looks like maybe it's just like an exchange you can buy from. Kyber Network Crystal. Kyber Network is, I don't think, necessarily anything new here. The 1 month chart says the 1st of June 2020, 30 million now, been as high as 919. It was a different world back then. Kyber Network. I hate when it does that. Sorry. I hit more details and it doesn't expand. It just takes you somewhere else. Kyber Network is a multi-chain DEX aggregator on-chain virtual machine. There you go. Let's go to the website. Trade tokens at the best rates in DeFi. Kyber Network is a multi-chain crypto trading and liquidity hub that connects liquidity from different sources to enable trades at the best rate. Swap, earn, build in DeFi without limits. Kyber Swap, right? Swap, earn, govern, build. Launch app. That's what I'm looking for here. So here's their app. They've been around since 2020. Before, having all of this stuff was probably cool. Pools, farming positions, smart exit orders, swap limit orders, cross-chain. Got all kinds of different campaigns. Looks like most of them had ended with wallet campaign. You can stake, governance, right? Vote. KNC, the token utility, analytics, about Kyber Swap. Let's go there. So it's just basically a swap. Swap your tokens at superior rates, no limit. And it is Ethereum. It's very interoperable, right? It works with a lot of different networks. There's probably a bridge in there too somewhere. All right, so Daimi. Yeah, see, I thought so. So Daimi is Venus.ai's or VVV. $1 day AI computation token. $1 a day computation. Is this what you pay in? Minted via VVV staking and tradable. So yeah, you get this for actually staking VVV. You get this Daimi token, and it's actually worth quite a bit of money. I don't know how much of it you get, how fast. Look at this. This thing is, I remember when it was only worth like $600. Now it's worth like $1,162 for staking VVV. Get more from your tokens, earn 15% yield. I kind of like a lot that you stake VVV and they pay you out in another token. The way that works with tokenomics and dynamic is pretty cool. VVV buy and burn. In March 2025, all unclaimed airdrop tokens were burned. Starting December 25th, Venus uses a portion of monthly revenue to buy and burn the VVV token on an ongoing basis. So 33.2 million have been burned so far, but what is the actual tokenomics here? Venus token is a very interesting project. Oh, they have an infinite max supply. What? I mean, it can go either way. It could be great that you're burning it, but then you can make it at any point that you want anyways. That's very interesting. I think I spelled it wrong. There we go. So, and it has an infinite max supply as well, but the circulating and total supply is very low. 38.7 thousand, or 38,759 for those who that doesn't make sense for. Market cap 44.9 million. Big fall though, from like What did you top out at? Well, that's on the daily. Wow, that's in 24 hours. That's not amazing. Is this thing highly volatile? This is super volatile. Yeah, I mean, 1,109 down to 1,000, back up 1,178. Yeah, it's pretty volatile actually. Looks like it just set an all-time high here at 1,200. And you're already down to 1,160. Very interesting. I don't know how easy it is to buy. Maybe you have to just stake it. I don't really know. And Riv, we'll touch on for just a minute. Riv is a Solana-based utility token powering a vaulted ecosystem where proceeds are managed by regulated Luxembourg investment firm. Doesn't that sound exciting? I love Luxembourg investment firms. That's like, one of the things I'm always looking for. I'm kidding, obviously. So that's Riv token. It's named after somebody, the guy who made it or whatever. Exo Market. I knew there was another one I skipped over. Exo Market is a decentralized platform where anyone can create and trade real-time prediction markets. Again, prediction markets are everywhere. I don't know why and again, they haven't even generated a token. I don't know why anybody would really care about this. Maybe it's in a country where they're going to be regulated and other ones are not easy to use. Usually America's the tightest regulation. So if we already have it, usually everywhere else also already has it. You know what I mean? So let's move on to the crypto story of the night. Thanks for showing off those custom emojis. If you'd like some custom emojis that I made myself, grab a membership, $2.99 a month. Am I worth $2.99 a month? I don't know. I guess you tell me. A lot of people understand pieces of portfolio building. So we've been talking about portfolios, right? And I have a little bit more information here to wrap up this series you might find interesting. Maybe you won't. We'll see. Stick around. Find out. So a lot of people understand pieces of portfolio building, right? They know they should this is what you hear all the time. Diversify, manage risk, and scale in. Diversify, probably the most common. Manage risk, feel like a lot of people don't necessarily even they know there's risk involved, but managing risk a lot of people don't even know about. And then scaling in, probably the least one that most people think of. But when it comes to putting it all together, things get unclear, because it's one thing to understand a concept like diversify, and they always tell you to diversify, but there's a point where there's probably too much diversification, right? Where you could just be spread so thin. This is what we talked about the other day. Nothing I ever say is financial advice, guys. It's just food for thought. That you could have your position so small that even if one of them really pumped really well, it doesn't really make you any money because maybe the other positions didn't really move. So there you go. And another to see how they connect. So it's one thing to understand a concept, understand how they connect, and that's why most portfolios feel scattered or feel more like they're just a collection of positions and not really a portfolio, because they were built in pieces, not as a system. And that is what we're fixing tonight. Not by giving you something perfect, right? That's the whole idea of a lot of this series, is you want to be as close to the bottom that it matters when you're at the top. Not so focused on buying perfect bottom positions that you never really get any positions, and then the market moves, up away from those prices and you never get to go back and buy them. Kind of like everybody, I point this out many times, 8,000, 12,000, 10,000 for BTC. A lot of people were talking about when we were at 15. A lot of people didn't buy because they said we were going lower. And we didn't go lower. We only went to 15,000. And so in retrospective, in hindsight, that was not really a great thing to wait, right? They should have bought at least something at 15. Some people did, obviously, but there were a lot of people holding out. Yep. So buy something. Yeah, but by showing you something real. So not by giving you something perfect, but by showing you something real. We were talking about not trying to be perfect. Something structured, something you can actually understand, right? So a total portfolio example. Again, this is not financial advice. These are examples of what you might do. So total portfolio example, say we had 10,000. It's an easy number for clarity. 50% of that, and I like to go a little higher, 60 or 70%, right? But they say in 50% here, 5,000, 3,000 into BTC, 2,000 into ETH. This is a foundation. It's stable. It can do a lot of numbers. If BTC goes to, say, what would be a relevant thing? We went to 126 at the last top. So say we went to like 175, maybe something closer, like 185 to 200,000, depending on how explosive it is. Still great returns. You're going to see great returns on that $3,000. ETH probably trailing behind it. I don't know. If BTC went to 175,000, 185,000 range, I would hope BTC would at least make it to 6,500, $7,000. 25% in strong alts, right? Which would be $25. The percentage on 10K makes it easy. Large layer ones, right? Infrastructure ecosystem. So 10% layer ones, layer twos. Infrastructure ecosystem, $1,000, 10%. And established alts, $500. This is the growth layer, right? And the exact amounts of money and percentages, like basically you have 25% here to play with, right? You could do it like this: layer ones, infrastructure, ecosystem, and established alts. You could do it like this, or you could break it into $500 positions, but you might be diversifying too much at that point. I kind of like what they're saying here: 1,000, 1,000, and then 500, right? But they put large layer 1/layer 2, so it's like you could interpret this as $1,000 in layer 1s, layer 2s. I wouldn't break that, personally, my own thought, I wouldn't break it up more than in half, right? I wouldn't break this up into $200 positions 5 times in a bunch of things. That's, to me, over diversifying, right? That's just my opinion. And then, of course, 10% in infrastructure ecosystem, and then 5% in established alts. This is a growth layer, relatively strong. This is where you're going to get most of your growth, right? 15% here in emerging sectors, 500. So 15% split up here. Emerging sectors, $500 position. Newer narratives, maybe take a shot at. And rotating opportunities, maybe you see a certain narrative or opportunity on the rise that you've seen before. You have a little $500 to take advantage of that. And that still leaves you with a 10% high risk, right? $1,000. GameFi, micro caps, experimental. When it comes to high risk, I feel like you could chop this up a lot of different ways, right? They're saying GameFi 300, microcaps 400, experimental 300, right? Asymmetric upside, controlled exposure, very small amount of money. If this kind of tanks and all of this does poorly, you still have $9,000 that has a decent chance of doing something. 10% high risk though, it's a little high. I prefer like 5% high risk, but it really depends on, in my opinion, how much money you're playing with. 10% high risk on a $10,000 portfolio, not horrible. If you have a $100,000 portfolio and your 10% is $10,000, I would pull it down more. I'd do like 2%, like $2,000, $3,000, and you still have a lot more than somebody with a $10,000 portfolio. So those all have to be in perspective here. So core holds the portfolio together, right? So your Ethereum, your Bitcoin, I'd even argue BNB or XRP, these are a type of positions that are very solid, right? Very unlikely that they're going to zero. Now, anything could happen, right? Binance could get majorly hacked, and it could go anywhere. I mean, let's be honest. BTC could have this big narrative with quantum computing, hacking it and ruining the wallets. It doesn't even have to be true. You just need somebody to say it happened, and it'll set things on fire. It will absolutely get people really panicking. And there's a lot of people who hold insane amounts of money. You know, compared to us regular people, you have multi-billions of dollars in BTC, you know, Michael Saylor and their company, and you see legitimate evidence, or you hear that there's legitimate evidence of quantum hacking on BTC network with wallets, you're going to pull your money out and then maybe wait to see what happens and then maybe put your money back in. Like, you're not going to put that big of money. You're not going to put $1 billion at risk like that, right? So core holds the portfolio together. They're much better bets. Remember, it's just like any kind of trading or anything. Nothing is guaranteed. Without this, everything becomes unstable. So you need to build on top of that, in my opinion. I like to build on top of this, right? Never financial advice. Growth adds upside without chaos. Balanced exposure to opportunity. So because you have a core and then you've taken a structured amount of percentage of your portfolio to put in your growth area, right? Which if we go back up, we'll tell you what the growth area was, right? Right here, 15% growth. Then that gives you a lot of upside ability without a chaos of being overexposed. Risk is contained, right? It's not dominant, right? Your whole portfolio isn't just super risky. Important because it can win big, but can't destroy the portfolio. So it has the potential to win big, but it's not big enough to destroy the portfolio completely. This is not static. You adjust over time as price moves, as convictions change, right? And you have to, like, a portfolio is a portfolio, but is it a 1-year portfolio? Is it a 4-year cycle portfolio? Is it a 10-year portfolio? Like, kind of at least try to set an expectation or a thought on it before you open and build a portfolio, because you'll be like, oh, I'm going to hold this for a year. And then the next thing you know, you're selling things because they're up 10% a month later. Not horrible. You made money. Maybe you start over, but it's like you keep doing that and you're never going to hold anything for 4 years to get the gains you were probably after. So you're worth more than that. Oh, when I was talking about the $2.99. But some in here might just have to join. Right, guys? You know who is not in. Yes, we do. You build this over time, right? Important. This is not one day. Like, you don't just sit down and just buy, a 10K portfolio unless you're like have 100K or you have a lot more money and that's not all your money, right? It's proportional. You should probably sit down. This is my opinion. You should probably sit down and take a look at the different categories in crypto and stuff like that and decide what you want exposure to and what you don't. Like deciding you want no exposure to meme coins might not be a dumb idea. This is not one day, right? It's multiple entries, scaling in, gradual building. We've talked about scaling in, stair-stepping. DCAing is like a form of scaling in, but it's like a constant all the time scaling in. So it's not really the same thing. I like this segment, right? Follow the build, right? I wanted to have like an extra little segment here. So random would be scattered positions, right? A portfolio that's more than a portfolio that's just a collection of buys. It's still technically a portfolio, but it's not a structured one, right? It's not one that you're necessarily going to be proud of in all likeliness. No structure, emotional decisions, right? You bought things you saw trending on Twitter. But a structured has a foundation, has many different layers. The risk is contained in control, and it's very intentional. And the whole point here is that's the same amount of money that you maybe would have invested either way, but it's a very different experience being in crypto. We all know a lot of people who've been very burned in crypto, who've lost a lot of money in crypto. And most of it is because they bought, just a collection of positions, didn't have a lot of experience, didn't raise that crypto IQ and try to really figure anything out. A lot of times you have to learn the hard way that you're not the smartest guy in the room and that you can't just walk into an industry or a market that you've never participated in, watch some YouTube guy for a month, and then be like, I'm just going to start buying things that seem trendy. Good way to get wrecked. And the worst thing that can happen, in my opinion, or I should say in my experience, is like you come in, you have a little bit of money, and you do something like double it real fast. Because those people usually then get really hyped, go all in with all the money that they had plus their profits, not just with their profits, right? And just get totally wrecked. And this is like, that idea is not like specific to crypto. Like, I've actually seen and met more people who've done that in stocks than anywhere else, right? They came in, they had a couple $1,000s, they bought a stock that was like new emerging, they heard somebody talking about it, and it actually did really well, right? Or they were way too high leverage or something, and they just caught like a really big move, and in their brain they went, this is happening because I'm smart and I'm smarter than the market and I'm smarter than everybody else. This is why I won. And then they're like, and because I'm smart, I can just do it again. I've seen so many people get wrecked with that mentality. It's insane. I know people personally who've been absolutely wrecked with that mentality. Welcome to Chainers, where we are just stacking some BNB over time. We're trying to get rid of one of these zeros here, 0.00095. So we got a little bit of work to do here. And we just went ahead and sold all our goods into the pool. Hit the Atom Caster, get a free item for our farm. Whole concept here is, farms, you see it in all of the different financial, you'll go to the farm, you'll go to pools, farms, that kind of thing. And this is like gamifying the farm, right? Which I think is pretty cool. We went over a lot of stuff. I can't believe it's only been an hour and 15 minutes. It's kind of hard to believe on a Saturday night, right? Yeah, oh bro, we all been there. Exactly. I think most people have had that experience. Go do some airdrop stuff real quick. Again, I said it now for a few days. I really need to go find those other swaps and exchanges and stuff that we were using to create more transactions. And I just haven't been doing it. To log into the MetaMask here. So GM successfully on the Robinhood testnet. Somebody brought up a Robinhood hack. We went into it. We looked it up on ChatGPT. It turned out that, and we're talking about Robinhood, the actual, company, not the testnet. Hacking a testnet, I don't think would really do you very much of anything. So it turns out it was just, somebody got into their email stuff. Still very concerning because, you want to think that if you get an official message from, say, Coinbase or Robinhood, it's like an official message, and it's from Robinhood. Maybe you have a chain of, other messages to Robinhood support or Coinbase support or whatever. Could be Kraken, could be BNB. It doesn't really matter. Or Binance, I should say. And so you're like, this is legit. Somebody's trying to hack into my stuff. And then you click on their website because there'll be a link, most likely. This is what they wanted. There was a link. So how can you avoid it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Is there was a link in that email that they sent out. And that link said, sign in here to change your password or change your password here. Something of that nature. Some way that you were going to protect yourself from said login, said hack, whatever. It might say like, somebody's logged into your account. We froze the account. We need you to log in. It's like something like that. Don't use any links in that email. Even if you think that it's official, even if you're like very sure that this is the official email from Robinhood or from Coinbase or whatever, just go to like your phone app and log in, right? And see, like if they say, hey, somebody tried to get in your account, we froze your funds, log in here. And you just like don't interact with that email and you just go to your phone, your regular app, and you just go on there. You're probably already logged in, right? Most likely, or you log in and you see that your funds are not frozen or that there hasn't been another attempt, right? Because you have to think of this. In most likeliness, if somebody logged in from another device somewhere else into your account, it's going to kick you off. Right, you're gonna have to log in, and if like Coinbase, for example, if you don't normally have to log in, you get what I'm saying? You don't normally have to log in, and now you have to log in, then that's a good sign there might be something going on. There's a lot of things to say there, right? Let's see. Then you dump it. Then it dumps on you. He says, LOL. When you get to euphoric, it's time to sell. There you go. Yes, I wish I had done that with Sol, but I was waiting for the altcoin season that never came. They tricked us. They absolutely did. A good majority of my portfolio was altcoins, and so I've definitely been learning a lot about building portfolios since I built a portfolio. When I built that portfolio, it was not super new into my journey in crypto, but I mean, didn't have as much experience as I do now looking at things every single day, right? And researching them and thinking about it. Like, I get to spend far more time on it than I did back then when I, ran like a full-time company. I had to be at somebody's house to do work and provide service all the time. Wasn't able to be as dialed in, right? And like I say, I made this channel to make sure that I needed some kind of way that guaranteed that I held myself to the standard where I was going to deep dive and research almost every single day, right? It really is every single day, because even Sundays when I don't stream, a lot of times I still look at something, right? I still make sure I do like an hour minimum. So it's like pretty much every single day of my life now, I am deep diving, researching something that has to do with crypto or something very relevant to crypto. And that was a big part of why I started the channel. Of course, when you do a bunch of deep diving and research and you find something cool, you want people to talk with, like your regular everyday people. I say this all the time. If you have somebody in your life, or more than one person in your life, who you can genuinely talk about crypto with, you're pretty blessed. Let's be honest about that. Like, that's not necessarily normal. Most people might talk about Bitcoin with you for 5 minutes here and there, but most people don't know anything past that. Like, they can't really go in a long conversation about blockchain technology, because a lot of people don't even still know what blockchain is. Like, they don't actually fully grasp what the technology implies and what it means, how it works at a basic fundamental layer, right? Camsta's out of here. He says, have a good night, peeps. Yep, they definitely tricked us with that altcoin season that we never got. I hope that that's going to mean we have a lot of pent up momentum for when we finally get it, because they didn't get it last time, right? So does that mean we never see it again, or does it mean when we get the next bull run, it's just going to go absolutely crazy? Because a lot of people are going to be looking to make money in the altcoins. It's simple. My portfolio contains only one coin, and I'm not telling anybody. LOL. Blues guy, we all know. We all know what coin that is. You might be under diversified, though, in all seriousness. I don't think you're serious. I think your portfolio probably has more than one coin in it. I would hope it has more than one coin in it. If you love Flare, then I would hope maybe you have some XRP, stuff like that. Whoops, I hope I didn't give it away. And even then, with Flare, you would hold probably some other coins like, Spark Coin, stuff like that are associated with those networks. I'm sure when you're staking those things, you got to own some of those coins. If you're staking XRP, you got to own XRP, right? So your portfolio probably does have a lot more than just that in it. And Blues Guy, did I miss all your days off, Blues Guy? If you want to chat after the stream and catch up at all, feel free to let me know. I have some time for you for sure. I definitely meant to do that. And I under-anticipated how crazy this weekend was going to, or this week. I under-anticipated how crazy life is. Let's put it that way. Busch Gardens, and then, I thought I had Busch Gardens on Friday. Saturday, I will, kind of rest up, and then Sunday will be the big party. Well, my wife dragged me out of bed at 11 o'clock, which I went to bed at 3:30. We're in the underground hangout part of the show, if nobody realizes that, on a Saturday night. But yeah, man, I went to bed really late. I had to catch up with my brother. I hadn't talked to him in an abnormal amount of time. I think that's the words I was looking for there. And yeah, so I talked to him till 3:30 in the morning, and then my wife dragged me out of bed. It was actually 10:30. And I was like, this is not enough sleep. I didn't get enough sleep the day before. It was I got 4 or 5 hours of sleep the night before. It was killing me. And then 20,000 steps later in a day in the sun, Florida heat is heating up here. It's hot again. walking around an amusement park, like pushing a stroller, carrying my son here and there. Like, man, I was beat. Then I had to go stand out in the heat in somebody's backyard. It was a good kids party and stuff. The kids had fun, but like it was hot, and it just kicked my ass. So then I came home, tried to lay down for a little bit. I had to go finish something for a customer, so I really didn't get to sleep very much at all. And so I have a big party to do for my son tomorrow, so I need to get some sleep at some point, but I'm not going to go to bed until probably 2 o'clock in the morning anyways. So Blues Guy, hit me up. You know it, UG, I'm off tonight and tomorrow, my man. You know, bro, it's okay. I know you busy. I'm busy. Timing, divine timing, bro. Yeah. But again, Blues Guy, I'll try to give you a call. Well, I won't try. I don't like to use that language like Sam always says. I'm going to give you a call when I get off the stream. I'll try to give you a heads up. But maybe this is me giving you the heads up now. It's possible. And again, thank you everybody who's here on a Saturday night at 11:25. I don't know how much longer the stream's going to go for. I did want to check out the 15-minute here, holding up that 200. I mean, that 200's holding it up. You haven't really gone lower, but at the same time, no real bounce, right? It seems like, you know, you had the potential for a bounce right in here. Of course, yes, doesn't do what you want. Those two little, somewhat, one's green, the other one is like, I don't know what the heck that thing's supposed to be. It's mostly flat, barely green. But anyways, that's kind of, I think, where the bounce should have been, and you just didn't get a bounce, which tells me you might lose that 1500 and come down to the 1 hour 200 at least, which there was, I think, some other support there as well. Where's our fib? I'm not in a trade right now. I took a trade, won back everything that I'd pretty much lost in a trade before, so that was nice. And then I opened another very, very small trade, and it was up like, I don't know, 4 or 5%. I didn't get to sell on the big move because I was busy, and my take profit was much higher. It wasn't a big move, it was the biggest move, but my big move would have been, you know, way up here, and that never happened. So then I sold it for like, I don't know, like a probably 6 or 7% gain, something like that. And I'm glad I did, because it was way before this started falling. Don't like to hold positions over the weekends unless we're getting like explosive action, right? Like, I'd almost rather wait for some explosive action to happen, you know, like on the 1 minute or 3 minute or 5 minute, and get above, flag out, 21 come up, all the things we normally look for, than to try to like front run a move on the weekend. It's no fun. Most of the time you just get crushed when you do that. Mela says, I used to work there a long time ago. Busch Gardens. Yeah. Really? In Florida? You worked in Busch Gardens in Florida? I don't even know if they have Busch Gardens anywhere else. Could be. I have no idea. Kids can also be annoying when they're not yours. It's true. But it's usually like selective kids, right? It's just like one kid who's super annoying. Mostly because like at home, nobody checks him. Like, they just let him talk continuously, and nobody ever tells him like, you should take a breath and sit down over there. That kind of stuff, right? Or to me, those are not even the kids that are annoying. The kids that are annoying are ones where, you know, like nobody ever tells them not to like just like mess with people, right? And like they'll just like do dumb stuff, you know, like, you know, you go to somebody's house, take your shoe off, and like their kid like pours water in your shoe, and you're just like, that's stupid. Like, you don't teach your kid not to do crap like this. Those are the kids that get on my nerves. The ones that are like kind of just doing wild, crazy stuff, right? And their parents don't tell them that they're not allowed to do that. It blows my mind. But then once you meet the parents or you see that, usually it all makes sense, right? It all clicks. You're like, okay, yeah, I get it now. Come on. Dang, I'm crushing them out here. Let's go. I don't know if I got in on that one. Yeah, I did. Grab some. Ooh. I'd rather grab the laser than even some health. Dang, I missed him. Got him. I'm like, what kind of time we got left? Why has he got so much health? Dang, you stole my kill. 10-3, top dog. Yep, in Tampa, yeah. When I went to school at FSU for a summer. Nice, yeah, that's the one. I don't really think they have multiple of them. I think it's like a one-time place there, yeah. Busch Gardens is cool. All right, guys, I'm probably going to hop off. It's Saturday night. We went over plenty of good stuff. We did our due diligence daily, every day, watching things. And, you know, sometimes you got to zoom out, for sure. Take a look at the market on a much higher scale. And, or I should say time frame, not scale. And realize that it looks like there's at least a very local bottom, and we've been moving back to the top. So stay underground, stay crypto. We've been live for an hour and a half on a Saturday night. Everybody stay blessed. I'll be back with you on Monday. Got a lot to do tomorrow. Underground crypto out. I feel like there was something else I was going to say, but be blessed. I will see you soon.